Hey pals, how are you doing? I have another prosthetic to review with you today. I have the STP3 2.5 stand to pee packer from Banana Prosthetics, and I have some underwear that they gave me as well. Just for transparency, this is not sponsored, but I do have an affiliate code and they gifted this to me. The cats are eating in the background, so if you hear any noises, it's them. Okay, I'm sorry. The girls have got to eat. I have done another review for Banana Prosthetics before. I have a discount code, so if you at any time want to use the code to get your own prosthetic or anything else on their shop, you can use it and I get a little bit of commission. Let's get started. I actually asked to review this one because a friend pointed it out to me on the website, and I've also seen this one in the past and thought, that seems promising. And the reason I wanted to review it is because there seems to be a lack of STPs that are flaccid and smaller and more realistic in terms of size and appearance. I find that a lot of STPs these days are also used for playing, and if you are someone who doesn't want a gigantic schlong down the side of your leg all day, those don't work for you. It's like a bit longer than my thumb. Another thing is that with smaller packers, the balls seem to be a lot smaller. These ones seem a bit more average, like they're not massive, they're not really tiny. They're a good handful. This is the beige version. The last packer that I got was the hard packer in light beige or beige fair, I think. So this is a bit darker than the other one, but I still think it suits my skin tone really well. Like, I feel like genitals are usually a bit darker than your rest of your body skin tone, so that makes sense. As always, I'm gonna go through the pros and cons of this, and then we'll talk about the price at the end. First pro is that the shape is really realistic. I think Banana Prosthetics molds their packers off actual people. That's just an assumption. The last one, the person's body it was molded from actually commented on the video saying that's my penis, which I loved. Feels very likely that they are molded because there are just imperfections that make it more realistic. Like there's a little bulging vein here, like some of them go slightly to the side. There's really realistic skin texture on the upper flap. I just feel like unless you were studying the anatomy for hours and hours, you wouldn't be able to recreate this through sculpting alone. So love how realistic it looks. I think Banana Prosthetics are up there with my favorite aesthetics of prosthetics. Does that make sense? Another pro is that it is a good size. It's not too bulky in the underwear, and it's not actually as wide as this lower part because it kind of sits in you and this goes underneath and it's a bit lower, but it's a good bulge size, I think. Excuse my cat. I think this is realistic, and if you're packing down, it's not going to rub against your legs or sit underneath your crotch in the thigh area, getting in the way and stuff. The funnel has an anti-spill lip, which is helpful, so it's it goes back on itself. I've reviewed another STP on here that has a bit of a bulky funnel at the top, and this one doesn't, so I really like that. I would also say this is on a more affordable scale. Another pro is that it's actually flaccid and it's uncut. There are a lot more out there than there used to be 5 years ago, but they're still not, I don't think they are the default, because a lot of companies might be in the US and maybe circumcision's more common over there, but it's not super common over here. The main con, I would say, is that it is not painted and colored like other packers I've reviewed, so the veins aren't slightly blue, there's not shadows underneath. Saying that, I think the realism in shape makes up for it. When I've held it against myself, I've kind of been freaked out because it looks very realistic. So I don't necessarily think you need packers to be hand painted for them to look realistic, but I think it would give another level of realism if it was. Another con is that This requires some practice if you're going to use it for an STP. I have tried it 3 times, and on the last attempt I got it right. The first attempt I made the mistake of just using it standing over a bathroom with boxes on. And yes, I pissed all over myself and the floor, and that was really fun to tidy up. So I think you kind of have to hold this lower down on your body for it to catch. And if I was to make any adjustments to this, I would want the back of this funnel to come out a little bit more, just so it could like make sure it's not losing any coverage. On my 3rd attempt I got it right, and it's just about figuring out your position and like testing things, practicing. Do not test this out in public or with clothes on for the first time. But honestly, those are the only cons. Like, I think this is a really good STP. I think it's affordable. I think it's realistic. It's comfortable, especially with the harness that I got, which I'll tell you about. I got the Soft Packer Plus STP bamboo boxes. These are 40 Canadian dollars. I think it's Canadian dollars. They're a Canadian company and their website is in dollars, so I'm assuming. So these boxes have a flap on the inside, an O-ring, and then a flap on the outside. So you can like have it covered when it's in your underwear, and you don't have to wear like a harness and then boxes on top. So you put it through like that, and then you can have it in place with the pocket at the back, just so it stays in place. And also that means that the silicone isn't touching you, which is what I prefer. And then at the front you can pull it out, but you can also hide it underneath so that it's not like just hanging out. Having it out like this, if you're in grey sweatpants, people are seeing every detail. But if you've got it tucked away, then it's a little bit more discreet. So this harness or these packing boxes are probably my favorite so far. If you're going to use this STP, I would definitely recommend getting the boxes or at least a harness with it. And obviously these boxes are made specifically for prosthetics and Banana Prosthetics, so you may as well get them together. Just for information, Banana Prosthetics does a whole range of harnesses. They do boxes with just the O-ring, they do boxes with the flap, they do like jock straps, they do Y fronts, and they also sell other things and not just prosthetic packers, so check it out if you want. Okay, the price. It is $94.99 Canadian dollars, I think Canadian. It's roughly £52, which is way more affordable than a lot of other packers that I've seen. So that took me by surprise. I think when you look at the website and you're like $94 and you're from the UK, you're like, okay, that's quite expensive, but £50 for an STP, I think that's pretty good going. For a realistic, comfortable, compact STP with a slip funnel and loads of detail, I give this a thumbs up. I was gonna say a big thumbs up, but I have small hands. A thumbs up. I'm so funny. So that's my review. And again, if you want a discount, use my code. It's not extra money for you, it's a discount for you, but it gives me a little bit of commission, so it really helps me out. Thank you to Banana Prosthetics for sending me this. I love working with them. Go check them out, go follow them on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great day and a great week and a great month and a great everything. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.